That is the sweet sound of being released from the hospital. With troopers and law enforcement lined up, along with hospital staff and friends,
we're so excited to bring him home.
Idaho State Police Sergeant Mike Wendler is going home to Twin Falls after spending 22 days at Ermac. Mike ended up here after being critically injured in the line of duty.
We always have that concern, you know. There's always the long kisses goodbye and the I love yous and the, you know, hey, if anything were to happen to me, the lieutenant will show up at the door.
Mike's wife, Amy, never expected to see her husband in the condition he was in.
I remember the lieutenant showing up and telling me to pack a bag and me begging God to save him.
Flashback to the morning of September 8th, Mike responded to a vehicle fire on Interstate 84 in Jerome County and was hit by a car while directing traffic.
He was given CPR for 22 minutes. He was life-flighted to Ermac.
The day was a blur for Amy. Everything was happening all at once.
Every time a doctor or nurse would come out one of the doors, I would panic thinking that they were going to tell me something terrible.
Based on what we had heard about his injury, there was a high likelihood that it may not be survivable.
Dr. Adam Mezziani was one of the first people to see Mike, and it was looking grim.
He was the worst neurologic condition that we have, completely unresponsive, needing a breathing tube to breathe.
Mike had a traumatic brain injury. His skin was ripped off his right hand. He needed stitches. He had a jaw fracture. His teeth were knocked out. The Jerome Police Department ended up investigating what happened to Mike. Turns out charges were filed against a 22-year-old woman. Police say that she was driving and trying to take a picture of the vehicle fire scene that Mike responded to. She almost hit a vehicle in front of her, swerved out of the way, but hit Mike.
This has changed my life, my husband's life, my children's life forever. It is not worth it. It's not worth sending someone to the hospital, possibly taking their career.
Mike has dealt with the effects from his traumatic brain injury. He didn't know who Amy was at first and didn't understand why he was in the hospital.
He didn't know me. He didn't know our kids. Sorry. That's been the hardest part, is somebody was distracted while they were driving and almost took my husband and my children's father.
I was with him for the first 5 days, every day up here, and it was rough because we know that this can happen any day. We've all had close calls, but for it to actually happen and to experience that, it was rough watching Mike go through that.
But through it all, he has been healing remarkably.
He's, quite frankly, a miracle. He's really progressed quickly and way sooner than any of the doctors expected, any of the nurses expected, and I give all that credit to God.
And there is hope for him.
To see him walk out today, to see where we are today, you know, from where I saw him 3 weeks ago is nothing short of a miracle. I never thought we'd be in this position. To see him walk out.
Mike will have a long road of recovery ahead of him, but it's the positivity and goals that have been set that's carried him through.
It's truly humbling, all of the support that we've had behind us.
Going home,
thank you.
We get to see what's next.
Will be an exciting adventure. Reporting in Idaho Falls, Andrea Olson, EastIdahoNews.com.